In this 74th video, I have taken up very interesting and important topic, that is sepsis, a threat to life. What is sepsis? It's a medical emergency, a condition called medical emergency. In medical terminology, we call it as sepsis. When sepsis occurs in the human body? This is the question. When sepsis occurs in the human body? When an infection occurs in the human body, maybe through any source like bacterial invasion and maybe virus entering into the body, fungus infection into the bloodstream, and these infections occur in the human body through various routes. Of course, we'll talk about that later. And sepsis occurs due to infection of a foreign body like bacterium, virus and fungus and other organisms, which triggers an extraordinary and quick reaction by the body cells, so much so that it attracts the medical attention immediately by experts, doctors. And the sepsis, the condition called medical emergency, attracts various reactions, a chain of reactions. The sepsis leads to the occurrence of a cascade of reactions in the body, in the cellular system, the vital organs of the system, vital organs of the human body, such as lungs, kidneys, heart, and other important vital organs, lungs and brain, even skin also. In sepsis, the tissues of the vital organs in the body are damaged, resulting in the organ failure and sometimes septic shock due to decrease in the blood pressure and especially systolic blood pressure, and death at times. Really, it's a serious condition. Medical emergency. Severe drop in the blood pressure leads to insufficient oxygen supply to the body cells and affect the normal functioning of the cells because insufficient supply of oxygen to the cellular systems, insufficient consumption of oxygen by the cellular system will result in the insufficient production of energy coin, that is ATP, leading to the non-functioning of the tissues, non-functioning of the cellular systems of the various tissues, important tissues and important organs, vital organs like lungs, kidneys, heart and brain, leading to decrease in the blood pressure and death, finally death. In the sepsis, severe drop, as I said, in the systolic blood pressure, that leads to death. That's why we call sepsis as medical emergency and needs the medical attention immediately, instantaneously. The main cause for sepsis in humans is the infection, maybe bacterial, viral or fungal. The infection by the bacterial, viral, fungal infections occurs through various routes. I can say maybe into the lungs through air, maybe causing pneumonia in the lungs, and urinary tract infection by infecting the kidneys through water intake, and digestive tract infection through food, and bloodstream infection, and infection may occur, organisms may enter into the body through injuries on the skin, injuries in the body, and sometimes the severe burns on the skin leads to infection, catheter wounds on the skin, contaminated medical equipment used in the hospitals. When the human beings are kept in the ICUs, intensive care units, for longer time, say days together, then there is a chance of infection of the body. And the real cause of infection are, are clear, but now what happens when the infection occurs? You know, the other reason is also there for infection in the body, like appendicitis, peritonitis, gallbladder infections, liver infections, brain infections, spinal cord infections, pneumonia in the lungs, cellulitis, that is inflammation of the skin, as I already repeated, I already said, that is urinary tract infection, that is infection of the lungs and the urinary tract, infection of the kidneys and the urinary tract. And all these infections are nothing but serious infections which sometimes trigger quick response. When these infections trigger quick response, the body gives extraordinary response, neuronal response, that leads to, as I said, the septic shock due to lowering of the systolic blood pressure and also lowering of the functioning of the vital organs of the body, vital tissues in the body, and finally death occurs, leading to death. So that's why we call sepsis is a very medical emergency which needs a medical attention, instantaneous medical attention, with the proper drugs, with the proper treatment models. Longer stay in the hospitals also is a problem, may result in the infection of the human body. You know, in the hospitals, when the people stay in the hospital for a longer time, they are given medicines through catheters, and contamination of catheter will lead to infection, and breathing tubes also for ventilation, breathing tubes, which if they are contaminated will result in the infection of the lungs, and administration of the steroids which reduce the immunity of the body leads to infection, invasion of the organisms, infection of the organisms, and growth in the infective activity of the viruses and bacteria in the bloodstream and in the vital tissues due to decrease in the human immunity, because steroids suppress the immunity. And older people, that is age-related problems, non-functioning of the cellular systems, metabolic activities are lowered, and infants also, poor in immunity, develop these infections. Sometimes infection of the body triggers a cascade of reactions and extraordinary response, quick response from the body, and leading to sepsis, really a fatal condition, medical emergency. So dear, in the sepsis, what happens? The systolic blood pressure is lowered, the lactic acid levels increase in the blood level, implying that non-consumption of sufficient oxygen in the cellular system, because there is increase in the lactic acid in the bloodstream. So that is how the non-consumption or low consumption of oxygen results in the low generation of decreasing production of ATP, energy coin, required for the body metabolic activities, neuronal function. If it is disturbed, then the only fatal condition is death, septic shock and death. So dear viewers, if you like my video, kindly share, subscribe and comment. Thank you very much, dear viewers.